Hey everybody, and welcome back to Racing America's The Bullring. I'm Alan Dietz, she is Jez Ballard, and we want to thank our sponsors today, our good friend at Shaq Eye Gear. You see right there, we're going to be displaying our sponsors more prominently.
I love that.
I do too, and it's amazing what you can find out can be possible whenever you ask. So we appreciate David for doing that, and you folks for watching, and Shaq Eye Gear. Speaking of Shaq Eye Gear, Jamie Shire, CEO of Zylowear, he'll join us today to tell us more about that. We're also going to be joined by Bubba Pollard. Get us ready for this weekend in California for the All Star Showdown. Camron Ray at Citrus County Speedway. Michael Atwell after his big win at Showtime, and Matt Weaver going to tell us what he's going to be up to here in 2023.
That's quite the lineup.
I know, ain't it?
And Bubba Pollard, a crowd favorite. I'm excited to kick off the show with him. It's been a while since we talked to him.
It has been a while, and we're looking forward to finding out what his plans are going to be for 2023. But
we got to take a break first. Oh, geez, I screw this up every time. Let's
go.
The highlights.
Jesus. Well, it's going to be quick this week because we only had one race on Racing America. Of course, it's that time of year.
It made choosing easy.
Yes, but it was a big race. It was Winterfest at Showtime Speedway down in Florida for the super late models. Had Steve Dorr there, had Michael Atwell there, TJ DeCare, a few other drivers. At the end of it all, Michael Atwell able to take another big win down in Florida, backing up his win at the end of the season down there at the Bigley Memorial. So congratulations to him. But also some other big races this weekend around the country. Of course, the Chili Bowl over in Tulsa. Logan Seavey able to get the win there. Big win for him. What can you say about the Chili Bowl? You went for the first time last year. Blown away. You've never been the same.
Yes. I've never been the same. That's
You've
right.
Not. You've never.
My lungs haven't been the same.
Your hair fell out after you went last year. It was a whole scene.
But it seemed like a really. I don't know as many people in the dirt world as I do the pavement world, but that felt like a really good feel good win from the outside looking in.
It was,
yeah.
And also they had that terrible wreck there. I think was it Ashton Turgerson, I think was his name. And I didn't think I'd ever see anything like that, let alone somebody be able to come back to the racetrack after coming out of the car like that.
Incredible.
But, we'll have our friends with HMS Motorsport here in the coming weeks to tell us exactly what happened in that situation and how we can prevent it. Also, congratulations again, another big win for Jonathan Davenport, winner of the Wild West Shootout. He was able to hold off Bobby Pierce and Kyle Larson out there to get that big win. When we come back, Bubba Pollard, he's going to be very busy in 2023. We're going to talk to him next and find out where you can see him this year.
HMS Motorsport is the leader in motorsport safety and the exclusive importer for Schroth belts and Schubert helmets. When risk is around every corner, let our experts help you select the best harness belts, head restraints, helmets, and racing attire for your type of racing. Don't make safety an afterthought. We have 25 years of experience of educating our customers on all aspects of driver safety and providing the most advanced driver safety products to NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, and sport cars. Visit our stores in Mooresville, North Carolina, or Danvers, Massachusetts, or check us out online at hmsmotorsport.com to learn the details of our products and, of course, order online.
PFC Brakes has more championships than any other, and now they're on every champion's car as the official brake provider for the Camping World SRX Series. Remember, PFC Brakes. The secret is it's quicker.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Hey, I'm Bubba Pollard, and you're watching Racing America.
Well, our first guest here on the Bullring today, presented by Shaq Eye Gear, is a guy we know very well here on Racing America, and he's going to be very busy here over the next couple of weeks. That's Bubba Pollard. Bubba, first off, thanks for joining us. And as I said, you're going to be busy. You're going to be heading out to California this weekend for the All Star Showdown at Irwindale, and then Speedfest a little bit closer to home to you in Georgia. First off, how's everything been going for you during the off season?
I don't know if you can call it an off season. We've been wide open trying to get things going and working, and we got a lot going on at the racetrack and trying to get prepared for the season here. We really sat down after the Derby, and man, we just really want to go back racing like we used to. Race a lot. That's the only way you're going to get better is to race and build a notebook. So we hadn't had much off season, so we're getting ready, and it's going to be a tough couple of weeks for us here coming up, but we're excited for it.
Well, you mentioned the racetrack. For folks that don't know, that's the dirt track, Sonoya Raceway, which is basically, I think, in your backyard. Can you go racing now because you guys have gotten it to a certain place, or did you have to bring other people in to make that move to get back out to the racetrack and compete yourself? Well,
that's been the whole, I wouldn't say deal. The last several years, we took this thing over in 21 at the beginning of the year here, and we didn't know what we were doing. We still don't know what we're doing, but the last 2 years now, we feel like the racetrack's been in a good place. We've learned a lot, and we've got a lot of great people that stepped up to help us, and I feel like we got the right people in place to be able to go out and race some more and and be able to compete. It's tough, juggling all of it with the track and racing and work and just everything. So I feel like we're in a good place now where we can go back racing. We got the All Star Circuit Champions coming up February 5th. Hopefully everyone check it out. But we're excited about that first time 410 sprint cars at Sonoy. So really excited about that and excited to get the year going.
Bubba, I think last time we talked to you, you mentioned how much of a difference it makes just seat time and running these races. Like you're saying, you want to run more races and a schedule like you used to, and how the drivers that are running every weekend, they just have an advantage because of the growing notebook they have. Do you know what your schedule looks like this year? What tours we're going to see you on? What series?
Yeah, we're the way the schedule's worked out. I tell you what, they really done a great job. I feel like as a racer, working together to make it to where we're going to run all the SRL races, all the Southern Super Series races, all the Stars races, and some in between there. So we're doing all 3 series, and then some races, to fill in some Midwest races, Midwest Tour races, and then we're going to run some dirt races. So we got a busy schedule, but it means a lot to be able to race all the time. There's a group out there that run over 120 races last year, and sitting here, and I only ran 30, I think, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but to be able to compete at that level, you got to build a notebook. You got to get some momentum. Momentum in racing is huge, and I think just consistently being in the seat physically, mentally, everything. It all, everything's got to gel and work out perfectly. So I think it goes a long way in racing, the more seat time you can get. So we're excited about it. I think there's one conflict on the schedule we'll have to pick. But other than that, I think we're going to race about every weekend and just do the best we can and hopefully win some races.
What are SRL and Stars going to have to do to make this work in pavement racing?
Man, I don't know. You asked me that question. I don't know. Honestly, I'm really disappointed in – I just don't want the SRL or the Stars to be just another series, and I feel like I get that vibe. And hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully that I'm not just another series. I want it to be to the caliber of World of Outlaws or Lucas. That's where it needs to be. And I was very disappointed that neither one of them have a TV deal with MAV or something, to spotlight drivers, spotlight short track racing. We got to get it out there. That's what the ASA was. You have to be able to get people excited about going to their local racetrack when the Stars come in, and you just don't. I just don't get the vibe that it's going. So hopefully it works out. I'm going to support short track racing, all of them as much as I can. I'm a racer, but I just don't want this to be another series. We bought up all these series, and we're kind of in the same little deal. It's just another series, and I just don't want it to be like that. I want it to be, a Lucas or a Board of Outlaws. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, and it'll start this weekend at Irwindale Speedway in California with the All Star Showdown. Bubba Pollard will be there. Bubba, safe travels, and I know we'll be talking to you here again real soon.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks.
All right, that's Bubba Pollard, who we'll, I'm sure, be seeing a lot of again here on Racing America. Something else you'll be seeing a lot of, that is Citrus County Speedway, including this weekend. Camron Ray, he'll join us to get us all set up for the 2023 season.
What creates a winning combination? Quality, focus, discipline, and most importantly, speed. At Pepperjack Kennels, we provide exceptional water and land training services for hardworking retrievers. From leading in the field to leading on the track, together we establish winning dogs and a winning team. Devoted to retrievers and motorsports, we are Pepperjack Kennels. Visit us online to learn more.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Speedfest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park in Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. Speedfest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's Speedfest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway, Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
I think short track racing is important to the future of stock car racing for the exact same reason that I fell in love with it. Is because when you're a kid and you go and watch people your age or people a couple of years older than you doing what you like doing what you love watching. I grew up loving watching racing, and to watch a kid my age going out there and doing it makes me want to do it, makes me want to go out there and try it, and I feel like that excitement for the sport really fuels short track racing as well as the drivers that come out of that and come into NASCAR.
Glad to have you back with us. I'm Alan Dietz, along with Jess Ballard here this afternoon on the Bullring, presented by our friends at Shaq Eye Gear. We've already seen some racing this year, Jess, from Citrus County Speedway, and it'll be the featured track again this weekend here on Racing America. Joining us now from Citrus County Speedway is Camron Ray. And Camron, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here.
Well, we love watching racing from Citrus County Speedway. I want to talk about this weekend's race here in just a minute, but before we do that, how are things looking for you here in 2023? I'd say you guys have been really strong the last couple of years, and based on the schedule I've seen, it looks like you guys are setting up for another good year.
Yeah, it's things have been good, and we're always trying to move in the right direction, and constantly, trying to do new things and, keep improving the facility and, trying to keep short track racing alive.
Racers are so lucky to have Florida
Yeah,
that they
no
can go
kidding.
racing in January.
Give us programming in January.
Yep. Give us something to talk about, something to watch in January. So tell us what you have on deck for this weekend at Citrus County.
Yeah, this weekend is going to be really exciting. The pure stock class we can have a 25-car field of super late models here. We're racing for $10,000 to win, but sometimes pure stock class really outdoes it for the show. They always put on a really good race. So we're putting this big race up, paying way more than we've ever paid before for pure stock race, and all in honor to Harley Wilson, who was a great guy and a great racer that's been racing out here for forever. I don't even know what that day is when he first started coming around. He was probably here back when the place opened up, but who knows. But I'm really looking forward to it. The last time we raced back in December with the pure stocks, we had 25 cars for just a 25 lap feature, and this time we're paying $5,900 to win 85 laps. I'm thinking we're going to be closer to probably 40 cars showing up. I know there's, quite a few people that, are kind of almost coming out of retirement or, moving back down to the pure stock class, that run open wheel modifieds or, the street stocks or stuff like that to come race in honor of, racing for Harley.
Well, just to give it some perspective too, we were able to promote this race and mention it some during our broadcast from Dillon at a New Year's Bash. That was $2,500 to win for the street stocks, $5,900 to win. I mean, that like you said, that's like $30,000 to win for a super late model.
Yeah, it's crazy. My dad, whenever Harley passed away earlier last year, my dad called me and said, "Hey, we want to do something special for him." And his old, he's had a couple different old numbers. One number was 59, another was 85. He had a couple other numbers than that, but we kind of matched those together and said, "Well, let's pay $5,900 to win and let's run 85 laps." Let's make it happen. So it's really cool that we were able to put everything together, and I'm looking forward to the show this weekend.
I think it's really great that we have these bigger shows for these divisions that, typically are maybe support divisions on the big late model race weekends, but then they can make a big show themselves. And a lot of times they put on a really, really great show for the fans. So I think that's awesome that we've had street stock races. Now we've got pure stock races, and it's only January. You also have the SRL tour coming in April, I believe. So are you guys ready for that?
Yeah, we're looking forward to having the new Sportsman series down here, which is the old Wheelman series. But I think Ricky is really planning on moving in a better direction for them. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we've also got the SRL late model series coming back again in September this year rather than February.
What kind of difference do you think that'll make, having the SRL National race in September as opposed to February?
I don't know. It's, I mean, they're, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I was wanting to have the race again in February, but this year with the Winter Nationals for the Legend cars, that weekend that they were wanting is just not going to be available. So that we weren't able to work that out, but they were really wanting to come back and race here again this year. So we were able to find a date, later on in the year. And normally we have that big, the big, full throttle, 100 race anyways, at that time. So they said, well, they want to jump on and kind of sanction that, to try to help make that event bigger than it is already.
Well, I think you got a great schedule. We really love going to Citrus County Speedway. Hope for the best this weekend for you guys. And as always, if you need anything, just let us know.
Absolutely. Look forward to having you guys again.
All right. That's Camron Ray with Citrus County Speedway. And I don't know about you, but I just, it just, you almost expect, especially in January and February, to turn to Race America and see Citrus. And I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, God bless Florida.
No doubt about it. And Michael Atwell feels the same way. He won this past weekend down in Florida at Showtime Speedway in their Winterfest. He'll join us when we come back.
Speedfest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park and Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. Speedfest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's Speedfest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway, Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
It's race time on Short Track America.
Dirt or pavement, from east to west. Short Track America features some of the biggest grassroots races around the country. Super late models to street stock racing. If it's on a half-mile or smaller track, it's on Short Track America. On MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
My name is Jolyn JoJo Wilkinson, and you're watching Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Shaq Eye Gear. Alan and Jess here with you this afternoon, and hopefully you had a chance to check out Racing America this past weekend and see Winterfest from Showtime Speedway. If you did, you saw Michael Atwell take another big win down on the Florida Bullring. Michael joining us now. And Michael, man, what have you got figured out with these bull rings there in Central and South Florida right now?
Man, I think Showtime in general, we've had a lot of luck and just been really good there over the years. Obviously, it was a longer race. It was big tire wear, and I don't know. I love that place, and we always seem to have really good luck while we're there. So everything worked out. It's a great start to the year.
Michael, we love when drivers call in from the shop We love the behind the scenes look we get.
Or their game room or anywhere else where you can see stuff in the background.
Yeah, and we can hear tools tinkering a little bit in the background. So tell us what you guys are doing over there. And where is your shop located?
It's down in Naples, Florida. My car owners have a shop behind their house. So that's where we keep the cars. But we're just working on the other car we got and trying to get the rear end put in it and get everything ready and set for the, few of the big races that are coming up, Cordell, the Rattler, and stuff like that.
What, at Showtime and at 417 with the Bigley, those races have been on American Racer. Do you feel like you feel something on the American Racers that has helped you, or is it more about the setup and the race in those specific racetracks?
I definitely prefer the American Racers. Obviously, we haven't run them at places like Pensacola and stuff like that, so it's hard to tell there. But the change from Hoosier to American Racers at some of the tracks down here that we've run at, I favor the American Racer. I think it just gives me a better feel in the wheel. The sidewall seems to be a little stiffer, a little more rigid, which allows me to, better get the front end tuned in how I want it.
I know people always get a little bit nervous too about, changes as far as a lot of tracks, especially in the South, run on Hoosiers, and they get a little bit leery about the American Racers. But everything I've seen, it seems like both are making quality tires.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that, in my personal opinion, American Racer has been a little bit ahead, but at Showtime, we just raced on Hoosiers, and it seems like they've done a little bit for the, a little bit to change the tires for the beginning of the year. And I was very impressed with the tires after 125 laps. We had very minimal tire wear, and we're able to keep going after it without the tires getting greasy and slick and really having to, try and take care of them. Like I know with the American Racers, when we run them at Punta Gorda, it's easy for us to, kind of back off for 5 laps, cool the tires down, and then go right back at them. And we kind of struggled with that last year with the Hoosiers. It seems like once we got them hot, it was tough to get them to come back and fire. But definitely this weekend at Showtime, it was easy. It felt like I could sit back and wait 5 laps and then go right back after them.
So you mentioned Speedfest at Cordell and then the Rattler as well. Do you have the rest of your season lined up? Do you know if you're going to be competing in any of the series, maybe one of the national tours, or just the big shows?
I think we're going to try and run a lot of the SRL national tour. Obviously, the 2 races at Berlin and I-44 are going to be a little more difficult to get to, but hopefully we can line up a deal to get to those. I'd really like to support them and everything they're trying to do for racing, obviously. And then the Southern Super Series, we've been trying to go to as much of the races as we can. It's difficult, being in Naples, Florida, all the way down here. It's difficult to make it to all of them, but we definitely try and make it to as many as we can. So we look forward to that and hopefully making it to the Blizzard Series too.
Well, Michael, it's been fun watching your success here over the last couple of years. Really excited to see what you guys can do this year on these tours, and just wish you more continued success.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on. It means a lot to, to get my name out there. So I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you. Thanks again.
Of course.
Well, that's Michael Atwell, and I don't know about you, but, we talked to Bubba, and he told us about these races he's going to, and Michael, I like hearing these guys going to support these new national tours, but even getting out and continue to support, the regional tours.
Right, and Bubba mentioned how he's been really impressed with the scheduling and how these drivers are able to run multiple tours because everyone's kind of worked together on the scheduling, and I think that's important too.
I agree. Well, when we come back, we've talked a lot about Shaq Eye Gear here on Racing America and on the Bullring, of course, our presenting sponsor. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jamie Shire. He's the CEO of Zylowear, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they've got to offer and exactly what Shaq Eye Gear is.
Hooters and racing go together like killer wings and ice-cold beer. Racing has been at the core of Hooters' DNA from the beginning. Whether it's backing the best drivers or serving up the best food on race day, race fans know Hooters is the real deal. Big screens, great food, good times. Hooters, the official home of race fans.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
Rhino Classifieds is an online classifieds platform built for racers and race fans. Rhino makes finding parts, trailers, and specialty vehicles easy. Posting is free. Signing up is free. That's a lot of free. So jump in and join the most streamlined motorsports-focused classifieds out there at rhino.co. That's RYNO.co.
Welcome back to the Bullring with Jess and Alan. Glad to have you here this afternoon. Of course, we've mentioned Shaq Eye Gear, our sponsor today. And you may say, well, what exactly is Shaq Eye Gear? Well, here to tell us is the CEO of Zylowear, Jamie Shire. And Jamie, first off, thank you for your support of the Bullring and also a lot of our streaming coverage on Racing America. So what is Zylowear?
Well, Alan, first, it's our pleasure to be part of all this. So Zylowear is the oldest family-owned and operated eyeglass frame company in the United States. Started in 1923 by my grandfather, so we are a United States-based family business, third generation. Now, my cousin and I own the company together, taking over from our fathers. So, yeah, full-on third generation. So we are an eyeglass frame company. Really, most of our business has been the eyeglasses that you find at a retail store when you go in, get your prescription, and so you got your frame that you get, your fashion frame and lenses. We would make a lot of those frames and sell them worldwide.
Wow, 100 years and in the same family. That is just incredible. For those of you watching at home, I kept hearing Shaq Eye Gear, Shaq Eye Gear. And but until I read how it was spelled, I wasn't making the connection.
She thought it was S-H-A-C-K.
I did until I mean, weeks went by. So anyway, it is the Shaq of Shaq Eye Gear.
It is Shaquille O'Neal. It is the man himself. Absolutely.
And these glasses are focused on gaming and blue blocking. Is that correct?
It is. So just to give you a little history, Shaquille O'Neal is one of our celebrity partners. We make eyeglass frames, again, that you find at retail stores under the Shaquille O'Neal brand. Then we started doing sports safety, so sports protective, something that you would wear on the field or on the basketball court. And we have that under Shaq Eye Gear as well. So you go to your fine outdoor retail stores, ask for that type of product. But then what happened? COVID hit, right? And we're all kind of looking at each other No one's on the field, no one's on the court, no one's going out, but everyone's gaming. That's kind of what we got the feel of. Everyone's inside, they start gaming, and we did a pivot. And we worked with Shaq, and he agreed that it was time that the next sport is gaming. And gaming is a sport, folks. We know that is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we protect people's eyes on the outside. Now we're protecting your eyes in front of the screen.
Well,
that's kind of the birth of it.
Jamie is correct about it being a sport. My boys are 12 and 9 and really just started getting into PlayStation this year, PlayStation 5, and they have recruited me. And if you don't think that gamers are athletes, you should feel the muscle here in my thumb here.
I'll tell you, your thumbs, there's nothing better now. It's the strongest muscle in the human body.
That's right. Well,
what texting and the gaming. So.
Well, how did you guys decide to get become involved in racing, in particular grassroots racing?
So, as we're developing the Shaq Eye Gear for gaming, and we developed our styles and started getting into market, we're just started looking at different channels to go down. And, like we talk about grassroots and how everything kind of happens. One day I'm out on a golf course with a buddy of mine who happens to work for RTA. And we're talking, and he asked me, so what are you up to these days? COVID's happening, and golf's the only thing you could do. And I told him that we were working on this whole gaming class with Shaquille O'Neal. And he said, hey, did you know that that drivers, if they're not behind the wheel, they're behind the console because they're honing their abilities at all times. And one of the best ways to hone abilities is by gaming. I had no idea. But then we just put our heads together and thought, hey, if we could protect the eyes of all these drivers and all these gamers who are in the NASCAR world or in the race car world, let's do it. So we made a gamble, and it looks pretty good right now.
Well, I think a parallel between gamers and, I guess, real world racers is that every little thing you can do to get that extra tenth or improve performance is crucial because it's so competitive. And so this blue blocking technology, I mean, to someone who's not really into gaming, it might seem silly, but to someone that's looking to have just that little extra edge, I mean, that's huge. And it's the same for on-track racing. So if someone wanted to learn more, where can they go to find out?
Well, and I give you a little bit of history, but Shaq Eye Gear, SHAQ-eyegear.com is definitely the place to go to find more information, even to make a purchase. The great thing about these, I think we all know it. If you're on your phones all day, sometimes at night you feel a little bit blurry. You can't really get some sleep. That's just from all the visuals in front of us, whether it be a phone or a screen. And you're right, it is about a tenth of a second. What these glasses are, it's not just about blue blocking, which it is very much, but it's also about high definition, anti-glare. It gives you sustainability. Gamers swear by this now. They say that not only do they have the edge, they're able to see the screen and sustain themselves for hours, but also it's about the frame that we make. These frames right here, very comfortable, very wearable. They look pretty good on the face too.
Yeah, very cute.
Yeah, so it's something you can wear all the time if you want, but you start wearing them, you don't even know that you're wearing them. So that's all part of it too, because you need to focus here. You don't have to worry about what's up. And that's what we do for you.
Well, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and we especially appreciate your involvement in motorsports now. Thank you again for everything, and I'm sure we'll be talking some more here in the next few months.
I look forward to it. Thank you for the opportunity, and good luck with the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Jamie Shire of Zylowear and Shaq Eye Gear. When we come back, we're going to talk to our friend Matt Weaver about this past weekend's Chili Bowl.
With a can of PB Blaster in your hand, even you can work it like a pro. PB Blaster busts the toughest rust anywhere it's found. In the garage.
That's what I'm talking about.
In the yard.
Oh, that's right, you're in control. Come at me, bro.
Penetrate tough rust anywhere around the house.
Come on, get you some. That's right, baby. Woo!
PB Blaster. Don't bust your knuckles, bust your nuts.
Get some!
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today and use invite code RA1.
Classifieds is an online classifieds platform built for racers and race fans. Rhino makes finding parts, trailers, and specialty vehicles easy. Posting is free. Signing up is free. That's a lot of free. So jump in and join the most streamlined motorsports-focused classifieds out there at rhino.co. That's RYNO.co.
Hey, I'm William Byron, and you're watching Racing America.
Glad to have you back with us here on the Bullring. Think about the name of the show was there for a minute, but now that we've got that figured out, hey, just because he's gone somewhere else doesn't mean that we still can't have Weaver's World here on the Bullring. Matt Weaver is joining us now, the founding editor of Short Track Scene and former editor-in-chief here at Racing America. And first off, thanks for joining us, Matt. Tell everybody what you're up to before we, talk about everything else that's going on.
Yeah, it's exciting, but I don't have a lot of answers yet. I have a couple of opportunities that have kind of landed in my lap the last couple of months, and it's a matter of I feel like a race car driver, because it's kind of like you have a couple of potential partners and sponsors that want to do something, and it's a matter of tying all the B2B together. I very much feel like I'm operating in that space. I have a lot of cool partners who want to help me kind of build something that I've been working on the last 10 years. Short Track Scene is not new. It's something that's been kind of my passion project for a very long time. And so when the opportunity kind of presents itself to let you, build something on your own, for me, that's something that's very appealing. And so I don't really know what that's all going to look like yet. And obviously I'm still going to be around on the NASCAR side too, but very grateful to, one, have people who wanted to reach out and build something that's important to me, but two, that I still have such a great, partnership and support system at Racing America. I love being there for the year or so that I was, great friends, and I still get to do the Bullring, which is something I've always loved being on. And it's super exciting to be back here to kick off 2023.
Matt Weaver is a racing treasure. Thank you for everything you do.
And that's from America's short track sweetheart.
That's right. So I do think you're crazy, though, for driving all the way to Tulsa and spending the week there in the infamous pickup truck. So I went to the Chili Bowl for the first time last year, and I was not prepared. So just for the folks at home that have never been, explain what a week in Tulsa is like. And
specifically this week, what was it like?
I mean, there's so much I can answer with, right? I mean, there's the I've always described it as kind of like the Snowball Derby is pavement PRI. If anyone's ever been to the trade show, I never go to the PRI trade show anymore because Snowball Derby is like pavement PRI and Chili Bowl is dirt PRI. And if you do both of those events, you're going to see literally everyone in the industry you could possibly need to see. So it's a giant racers convention. The building is just so cool. And I mean, really, that's all it is. It's a good time. We can talk about the racing, but to me, the culture of Chili Bowl is really what makes that place special. The top row rowdies, when they're chanting Rico, let's go Rico, and it echoes around all four corners of the building. And the racing is compelling too. But really, it's more than just a motorsports event. It is a cultural phenomenon that is truly impossible to put into words unless you go there and visit it for yourself. And I encourage everyone to add that to your bucket list if you've never gone.
Well, I watched the last couple hours on what Mav televised, and they did a great job of showing a diagram of the expo center and just how it lays out to where you got the trade show and hauler parking and all that stuff, and then the racetrack over there on the end, and I really appreciated them showing that. Now, switching gears just a little bit to pavement, we've talked a lot about it. This weekend, All Star Showdown at Irwindale, first race of 2023 for the SRL National Series. You got the debut of the ASA Star Series coming up around the corner. As of today, where are we with these National Series? And do you feel like they are where they need to be coming into this season?
So I've said all along, and first of all, one of the reasons why I branched out to do some of the things I'm doing this year is because of each of those stories. There's a certain way that I want to be able to tell those stories. So there's so much interesting things happening in pavement racing this year. The Cars Tour announcement last week. I do a lot of dirt racing these days, and that was not the case traditionally. This is like a 3 or 4 year passion project. And I've learned a lot about the difference between dirt racers and pavement racers. And I think that dirt racers are so much more entrepreneurial in terms of how they brand themselves and market themselves. We've talked about this a lot, right? But I think between stars, ASA Stars, SRL National, Cars Tour, pavement racers are being given a canvas, a tabula rasa, a blank slate to build their brands. And I think so often pavement racers are waiting for promoters to do the work for them to make them into stars, and that's just not how it works. I mean, promoters can give you the racetrack, they can give you the series, they can give you the platform, but the thing that I think is going to be most important in 2023 is that this is a chance to build your brand, to make yourself a household name. That we're not quite going to be dirt yet on the pavement side, but you can have the opportunity to, if you work hard on your social, on your marketing, if you work hard on your merchandising, there's a chance that you can get closer to the mainstream. You're going to have stars come in and race with you from national touring, and you can be on that same level. And so that's what 2023 represents, I think, is that it's a chance to build something. And, drivers can't just show up and then have the back gate open for them and leave and go home. You've got to promote yourselves, and the races will speak for themselves. So I'm just so excited for the storylines that are going to manifest. The opportunities for pavement short track racers to make more money, to become more of a household name. But again, I can't express this enough. They're going to have to take it into their own hands. But the promoters are giving them the playbook. It's just a matter of them executing.
Well, and I think the biggest difference too is right now these dirt racers are able to race full time, and these pavement racers have not got to that place yet. But this may be the starting point to where they can focus more solely on their racing career as opposed to trying to balance out that with a 9-to-5 job. Plenty that we can talk about.
One thing that I love about having both a ASA Stars and the SRO National is that you've started to see it's polite, it's professional, but you're seeing competition kind of grow. It's like, well, we're going to raise the purse for this event. We're going to raise the purse for this event. And you're seeing manufacturers jump in, and they're putting their money behind these races too. I think this sort of competition that we're seeing right now is going to be so beneficial for racers. And I don't want it to grow too quick because, when you grow too fast, the foundation isn't good under you. But seeing these two promotions try to, both better pavement racing, oh, it's so good to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, Matt, we appreciate it. Good luck on everything you're working on here this year, and we'll be talking a lot more.
Absolutely. Good talking to y'all as always.
Thank you. All right, that's Matt Weaver. When we come back, we'll get you ready for this weekend here on Racing America.
Welcome to the new home for race fans, Racing America. Live short track racing. Exclusive team content.
I bet, that's what they all say. Any NASCAR fan is really a short track fan at heart.
Behind the scenes access. From grassroots to NASCAR, join us at the home for race fans everywhere. Racing America, it's in our DNA.
SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel are your all-inclusive motorsports warehouses with more than 450 product lines. They have everything to put you in victory lane, from professional racing to street performance. SRI and Stock Car Steel have you covered with leading brands as well as a large selection of steel, aluminum, and plastics. With locations in North Carolina and Indiana, access has never been easier. SRI has the world's largest inventory of used parts. SRI Performance and Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, your one-stop shops for everything racing.
Speedfest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park and Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. Speedfest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's Speedfest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway, Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
Cirque Motorsport has been providing industry-leading cleaning and analysis for heat exchangers for over 15 years. Now that same technology is here in the U.S., tailored to your specific competitive needs for every racing market.
The only 100% certain way to know that your cooler is clean.
Go to CirqueMotorsport.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more details on how we can help you gain Cirque speed.
Well, another great weekend of short track racing coming up here. Of course, we've talked about it, the SRL National. They will be at Irwindale Speedway for the All Star Showdown this weekend. Racing America will be at Citrus County Speedway down in Florida for the Harley Wilson Memorial. We talked to Camron Ray a little bit earlier, Jess, and that's going to be exciting. Fuel Stock's racing for, what, $5,900 to win, I think he said?
Yeah. I'm like I said, these big shows that are highlighting these what normally would be support divisions are always a great show.
Yep, and a week after at Citrus County, the super late models will be back. That'll also be on Racing America, and of course we'll be back at Speedfest. We're going to talk a lot about Speedfest next week here on the Bullring. Of course, that's down at Watermelon Capital Speedway in Cordele, Georgia. You're going to have the super late models there, the ASA Southern Super Series and the ASA CRA Super Series, as well as the JEG CRA All Stars Pro Late models. They've got Outlaws and Legends cars, so that's going to be good, and we're going to talk a lot about that next weekend here on Racing America. But we're going to wrap up today's show when we come back, so stick around.
Speedfest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park and Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. Speedfest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's Speedfest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
Communication is key in the racing world. When it comes to at-the-track communications, there is only one place to call. Racing Electronics is the #1 source for professional race communications worldwide. Over 20 years in the business proves their dedication to the sport. With every driver and crew communication, two-way radios and headsets, scanners and more, Racing Electronics is a one-stop communication source for all your motorsports needs. Before the green flag flies, make sure you have all your team communication gear from Racing Electronics. Stop by and see a Racing Electronics representative at the track near you. Visit their showroom in Concord, North Carolina, or order online at racingelectronics.com.
Hooters and racing go together like killer wings and ice-cold beer. Racing has been at the core of Hooters' DNA from the beginning. Whether it's backing the best drivers or serving up the best food on race day, race fans know Hooters is the real deal. Big screens, great food, good times. Hooters, the official home of race fans.
Well, it's been another good.
Yes, it has.
It's been another good. Just go ahead. We'll just keep going with it here. It has been a good Bullring, Jess, and we want to thank our guests today: Bubba Pollard, Camron Ray, Michael Atwell, Jamie Shire, and Matt Weaver for joining us. Of course, as we mentioned a little bit ago, the Harley Wilson Memorial from Citrus County Speedway will be here on Racing America this weekend for the Pure Stocks. And they'll have a full slate of racing action there. And I know you are looking forward to this weekend because you have big plans, evening gowns, high heels, all sorts of great things on tap for you because
I'm going to the Cars Tour banquet.
I was going to the Cars Tour banquet.
And my date is ditching me.
Well, you can thank the NFL for that.
Thank you, NFL.
If the Chiefs were playing on Sunday, then I would be going to the Cars Tour banquet.
Well,
but I have invested way too much heart and emotion into this season to not watch the Chiefs play Saturday afternoon.
That's fine. That's understandable. I just think it's going to be a really great event considering the big announcement. What was that, last week?
Yeah. Oh, and
about the purchase of Cars Tour.
Everybody's going to, be expecting Dale Jr. to be there and Kevin Harvick and Jeff Burton and Justin Marks. I don't know anything about that, but what I do know is America's short track sweetheart, Jess Ballard, will be there, and Mr. Short Track Snowball himself, Travis Braden, will be there. So,
with that,
they've got that going for them. We're going to talk about all the things we talked about today next week after they happen, and we're going to talk about Speedfest next week here on the Bullring. Hopefully after the Chiefs win and go to the AFC Championship game, when you get done at the Car Store banquet, give me a call. We'll regroup and rehash it.
Sounds like a plan.
Somewhere else.
All right.
So for Jess Ballard, I'm Alan Dietz saying so long from here in Charlotte. We hope to see you watching this weekend on Racing America. Same place, same time, right here for the Bullring next week.
Speedfest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park and Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. Speedfest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's Speedfest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway, Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
Get up on your feet, race fans.
Can you believe it? Right now, racing, in my opinion, is as healthy as it's been in the last 15 to 20 years.
Just wanted to make that first lap.
PB Blaster busts the toughest rust anywhere it's found.
That's what I'm talking about.
Penetrate tough rust with complete control.
That's right, baby.
PB Blaster. Don't bust your knuckles, bust your nuts.
Get some.